changes stances and he ruthlessly breaks the opponent's bones. Tawanchai is a new star who went through the brutal fights with blood and sweat, straight to the stars of the fighting world. He is like a bloodthirsty berserker who has 2 axes instead of hands, chopping through his enemies' fire at the age of 25. Tawanchai has already become the champion of the popular organization, One Championship, and today we will show you the most stunning knockouts of the Thai killer. This is Boxing Game, and here we go. Tawanchai was born in 1999, in the same place where the most legendary Muay Thai fighters were born and raised in Thailand. From an early age, to channel his power in the right direction, he was sent to a local gym for a hellish training where the coach recognized his talent. The young unicum was immediately sent into ruthless fights with experienced fighters. The naive youngster celebrated his every victory with the dance of the champion. But the next opponent was so intimidating that he interrupted the joy hula and replaced it with the tango of death. At the very beginning of the fight, the spirit of ancient Muay Thai awoke in Tawanchai. The audience was able to see the real martial art. Tawanchai decided to finish the performance with an explosive move that his opponent's liver couldn't withstand. After this victory, the Thar bounty hunter continued his march, making a red carpet of blood. Tawanchai made his way to Asia's top 1 championship organization. I tried to let go there. He was welcomed with open arms by Shan Clancy, Conor McGregor's compatriot, who was just as powerful as him. In terms of hitting power, he made a bloody mess in the ring from which he got out untouched, chs away. It's all over, but Tawanchai was of a different mold. From the first seconds, Tawanchai's legs hit the Irishman's head harder than cheap whiskey. Clancy decided to catch the Thai on his own line, but Tawanchai didn't fall for his tricks. Poe down the deadly Thai decided to make a Halloween mask out of Sean's face with a couple of powerful blows, and then the Thai makeup artist showed him his trademark tomahawk, which cuts the faces of his opponent. Tawanchai was bored with these games, and with one sharp blow, he gave Sean a game over. After such a fantastic knockout, the young Thai was guaranteed a wave of hype, but Sipet Fayex was carried ashore with a portion of fame, and he was going to stop the Thai in his arsenal of hard punches. He hit his opponents as if he had brass knuckles under his gloves. From the start of the fight, he used his whip-like kicks, cracking outside, but Tawanchai wanted to keep the audience's attention focused on himself, so he took his opponent backstage to start getting into that rhythm. Like you said, relax on the lead. Fate, push kick the killer. Thai went like a hurricane across the ring, causing Fayex to lose his sense of balance, like a drunk girl in a bar angle. Depend on what his opponent's doing. Is he backing up? Oh, it and Mitch, once again, it's flawless. I cannot fault telling, look at that. The Thai tried to punch his opponent's body, but his armor didn't allow him to finish the fight. Toon then decided to aim higher and blow his head. Tower off, on early here down, it's over TKO, and done it without rain. A drop of S. Look at that, he throwing combination. Tawanchai became a national pride and a real sensation in the ring. Naturally, potential opponents immediately lined up to try and throw him off. That peak Nicholas Larson, nicknamed the Dream Chaser, volunteered to take his glory. Oh, flying knee, that's it, that's all she wrote. Only the Thai Predator didn't have a dream, he has a path on which Larson was the next obstacle. From the first seconds of the fight, Elson began to put out the flash of the rising star, but caused the reverse effect, and Tawanchai got even more fired up, his pressure firing, right, coming in tight, trying to get close, but he's running to these. Look at that, the Thai launched heavy artillery that took the Danish antagonist to the net, while Elson was barely on his feet. Tawanchai loaded up his killer hooks and unleashed them in public here, few times before a real featherweight. The ruthless Thai shattered Larson's dream of victory with a couple of powerful punches, after which the Dane went to count the stars, comes right down the middle, perfect placement footwork. After his incredible performances, he was given a fight for the featherweight title. His opponent was Jamal Yusupov, a cold-blooded Russian, whose age was like that of a wild bear. Tawanchai's thirst for the belt was so strong that he didn't let his opponent stand in the ring for a minute. The fatal Thai turned the Russian's bones into ashes with a single blow and decorated his waist with a well-deserved belt. One champion of the world. His next fight was scheduled against a real butcher, David Kira. He was known for turning his opponent's faces into chops in a fight. Nature rewarded him with merciless punches that the opponents could not withstand. He now drops him. He hasn't shaken off. The cobweb H could finish him wobbly stumbling from the first seconds of the fight. David pinned Tawanchai to the ropes, forcing him out of the ring area. However, our hero managed to get out from under the onslaught and use his main trump card, his hands full with fate. Winning the ruthless tie, immediately began to cut his opponent down. Then he aimed higher and began to bombard him hands. David proved to be resilient and launched a counterattack, but our hero quickly stopped. The pathetic attempt to fight back is doing a good job. Tawanchai's blows were so powerful that they broke through a crack in the opponent's defense, thus writing Kira into the death note. Didn't step off. He didn't angle off. He didn't shock, absorb with the left arm. Oh, in the next fight, Tawanchai's homeland sent him a worthy opponent. It was Joe Natut, the warrior who had shed the blood of the most intimidating fighters in the ring. Oh, there's the RO hand. It was as if the strength and fearlessness of gladiators who fought to the death were embedded in his DNA backup of world champion strikers, and we already in the fight. He used the most uncompromising manner of fighting with which he wanted to put our hero in a wheelchair. He plans on hitting another gear through these kicks, and Tanai had trouble adjusting to that, because Tawanchai also made sure that his opponent's body was made of steel, going to the body kick. Joe started hitting the young man as if he were a father, giving another lesson in parenting. Best round so far on the fight. By right is evident the power, he just coming forward, and then hugged his opponent as if he were a pillow at night. But Tawanchai got bored with the hugs and decided to turn the game in his favor. The two ties merged in a brutal brawl, showing people a real bloodbath. Nothing, he said. You guys have to show up. We're nearing the end. So far, Nan hasn't been able to land anything position. Again, he's a bit reluctant to throw. And is it unloading? But still, Tawanchai had more gas tank capacity than his opponent, and he was sure to take advantage of Ito. Yeah, I think he's having trouble to have, is back on the circle, Talai being